Welcome back to Nat Chat on Channel 31. We're here with Therese Hall and Robin Seymour, both discussing the Learner Driver Mentor Program that's currently being rolled out in Victoria. Now, Robin, other than an American driving in Australia, few things probably strike more fear in the heart of a driver than seeing the L plate. Get away from them, get away from them. The perception is that L plates are much more dangerous even than Ps. But is there any data that you can share that helps us view and understand how important the L to P program really is and how it affects Victoria?
Yes, what we know is that while learner drivers have a fully licensed supervising driver sitting beside them, they're some of the safest drivers on our road.
Wow.
Yeah. But overnight, they go from being the safest driver to one of the most risky and most likely to have a crash drivers on the road.
Now, is that overnight isn't a metaphor or literally overnight?
Literally, and that difference is actually when they get their licence and they're solo. So they no longer have that fully licensed supervising driver sitting next to them. They're out on the road on their own, and overnight they go from being one of the safest to the most likely to have a crash on Victorian roads.
So this program really is about creating a greater margin of safety and integrating in a more responsible way new drivers. Is that correct?
One of the things we know is that the more practice you get on your learners, the safer you'll be once you are driving solo. So the importance of the 120 hours of supervised driving practice is really, and that's a minimum. If people get more, that's even better, and they'll be safer as a probationary driver. So the more practice they get in that controlled environment where they have that fully licensed driver sitting beside them, the safer they'll be. What we know is that P-platers are 3 times more likely to crash than more experienced fully licensed drivers.
That's a surprise. And so with L to P, the new rules and the new hours that are required, SKYs in this program, you will be helping people who otherwise couldn't have access. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a number of reasons why a young person may be eligible into the program, but they need to be disadvantaged in some way of attaining their licence.
And when you say disadvantage, exactly what is mom not giving you the car a disadvantage?
No. So each municipality has slightly different regulations because we all have our own policies and procedures, but generally it's for young people. They have to be under the age of 21. They need to have financial constraints, so they can't actually physically afford to pay for a professional licence, not have access to a car and a supervising adult to sit next to them in that car.
Okay.
So they're the main criteria that all the programs run by.
Now, this is just a question that occurred to me. Does this affect at all insurance policies, or might it in the future if people have been through an L2P program, or is that something that hasn't been integrated into the program yet?
Well, insurance policies, I guess, is up to the individual insurance companies themselves. But what we know from this program is that, in fact, the insurance for this program and the opportunity for the mentors to take the young drivers out on the road is covered by the program itself. Okay. So we have a program car. Mentors don't have to take, in fact, they're not allowed to take young people out in their own vehicles. They can only use the program car, which is a safe car. It has to be a minimum 4-star ANCAP rated vehicle, and it's fully insured as part of the program.
So it sounds like you've taken every precaution to make sure both the drivers are safe, the mentors are safe. How would someone recognize one of these cars on the road so they could actually follow the car and become a better and safer driver?
All the cars are branded with the L2P branding, so that's how they can be identified in the community. You'll see them driving around many communities with their mentors and the learner drivers.
And the mentors sound like extraordinary people. They come from the community, but I believe there is training that you do give the mentors. Is that correct, Therese?
Yeah, we run a training program, and generally it's run over 3 sessions, and the sessions just go through what the program is, okay, who the clienteles are, what's expected of them, and then about the different stages of driving and how the program will be implemented. It's very structured about what a volunteer mentor can teach the learner driver and then an assessment is done by a professional driving instructor. Just to make sure that they're safe to do those skills before going out with a volunteer mentor. Then the final stage of the training is actually a simulation where they'll get in the car with someone pretending to be a learner driver, and they'll have to teach them, and they have to be passed by VicRoads. And that's just to make sure that they're confident in being a volunteer mentor, and just making sure that they are safe out on the road, because we want to make sure that the volunteer mentors have been trained adequately, and the community is safe when they're out there teaching.
Okay, everyone loves generally driving. Is this a program that you wish had been around when you got your L's or your P's?
Definitely. I think when I got my L's learners, I was lucky. I did have my parents taking me out, but from working in the youth field for about 7 years, I've actually always seen a need for this program. It's something that disadvantaged youth always ask, say, can I get my licence? And unfortunately, there's never been funding in the budgets to allow this to happen before this program came into place. So it's a great opportunity, and this actually makes a huge impact on their lives further down the track, because for even job purposes, it makes job opportunities open a lot broader, and also connecting with the environment and actually being able to go to events in the community.
Well, it sounds like it's been money well spent by both VicRoads and the government. Are there any other programs that you would say you'd like to see possibly spin off of the L2Ps, or things that you would like to add from a VicRoads perspective to continue road safety?
There's a lot of young driver road safety programs in the community, and some of them are VicRoads programs. In terms of this one, this program is very important in terms of the Victorian government trying to keep young drivers safe on the road. So this is really trying to assist and support the disadvantaged learner drivers, to give them access to a driver licence, which for some of them is something that they never thought was possible, and also to help ensure that once they are solo, they're safer on the road.
Well, a safe dream made a reality. It sounds like an absolutely fantastic thing. We're going to take a small break, but we'll be back with Therese Hall, and I believe one of the mentors who's helping the L2P program right now. Thank you so much, Therese and Robin. We'll see you in a moment on NATCH.